My name is Pete Nowaskey with Nowaskey Performance, and today I'd like to talk about one of our custom builds. This is Jack King. We built this bike for a really good friend of mine, Dan Osterman. So first, I'd kind of like to talk to you about the theme of the bike. Dan is a Tennessee Squire and a brand ambassador for Jack Daniels, hence Jack King. This was a 2007 Road King that we started with, and we just kind of married those two things together to come up with Jack King. So we have the Tennessee Squire logo back here. We've also chosen the number 7 for the bike, which, old number 7, Jack Daniels. We have a bust of Jack Daniels himself displayed both on the back of the saddlebag and the tank, and we have Dan's last name up here on the tank as well for a little bit of personalization. So Jack King is the bike for Dan's love of Jack Daniels Tennessee whiskey. Now, Dan is a good friend and customer of mine, and we have done several bike projects for him over the years, and he wanted something new and different and sporty, and he came to Nowaskey to get that. So we took our style, our Nowaskey race performance bagger style, and married it with this 2007 Road King to come up with Jack King. Now, we got this bike and we tore it down to the frame, to the crank, everything, completely disassembled everything. As you can see, we powder coated the frame yellow. We built our custom bag supports here in the rear and had that all powder coated yellow. And we started getting it back together. Now we added a billet aluminum Trask Performance swing arm to this to lighten it up and make that back end a little more rigid so it handles better. We put our Nowaskey Performance 13-inch remote reservoir shocks in the rear, so this thing is going to handle and ride great. We have our Nowaskey T-mount reservoir clamps for 08 and earlier bikes here. You can easily get to your compression adjustments on your shock if you want to change things up, or if you're adding a passenger or loading your bags down, or just changing up your ride for the day. On the front of this bike, we installed our Nowaskey Performance triple trees that allow Olin's FGRT 208 inverted forks up front. So we made the triple trees, rock guards, brake mounts, axles, and everything to adapt these forks to the front of this bike to get that inverted front end up here. We have custom wheels on it, 13-inch brake rotors in the front, 11.5-inch brake in the rear with Brembo monoblock calipers to make sure we get this thing to stop really good. We have our Nowaskey King risers up here with Trask Performance handlebars. Now, this is a style that we use quite often in a lot of our in-house builds, is these King risers with the Trask bars. It gets you in a really comfortable position for performance riding. We rounded that out with Arlen Ness mirrors, Power Mad, lighted hand guards on here, and our Coso gauge that we use quite a lot. You can also see up here that we have the Power Vision information center mounted on here as well. We did tune this bike with a Power Vision. Now, the engine of this bike, we tore it down completely. The crankshaft was done by Dark Horse Motor Company. They balanced, trued, welded it, H-beam rods, made it rock solid, Timken main conversion, the whole 9. From there, we use CP pistons. It's a 107 cubic inch engine. Rick Ward at Ward Performance did all the head work for us. HPI throttle body, S&S air cleaner with carbon fiber, teardrop cover on here. So this motor really scoots, and that's rounded out with the Trask Performance 2-in-1 exhaust on here. So this bike stops good, goes good, it performs all the way around. We have Joker machine floorboards and pegs on here, and some other goodies throughout the bike that make it a little more comfortable for the rider. So the fuel tank we sent down to Curly at Curly's Inc. Curly is really good at doing these knee notches, as you can see here. So we let him do this tank for us, and I would definitely contact him if this is what you want done. We run a Drag Specialties Predator seat on here, so we have a nice low slung seat height and good lower back support here. So when you're getting busy with it, you're not getting tossed around or sliding off the back of the bike. So here at Nowaskey, we work with a lot of people that have a dream of having a custom motorcycle, but they don't quite know how to get it from the dream to reality. And we have over 20 years of experience in helping people bring their dreams to reality. So if you pick up the phone, give us a call. I'm gonna ask you questions like, what do you like? What do you do? What do you do for fun? Different things like that. And we'll kind of come up with an idea of what kind of person you are. And then we go into a little bit more detail about what you want the bike to be. So from there, I can present you options as to how we can develop the bike or build the bike to get it into that final form that you're looking for. We've done so much of this stuff, it's very easy for us to put all the steps in that process together for you, and we can see the end of the project as it's beginning. So we definitely help a lot of people with a lot of custom themed ideas for motorcycles, and it's a relatively easy conversation. Again, we just want to know what you like, maybe what your budget is, what style, what parts you like, and we can develop a package and get going on it. Now, in a custom build like this, you're gonna have changes from the beginning to the end. As you get going through the process and creativity starts to flow and you kind of get things together, you're like, hey, this would look good or that would look good or we should change this or change that. And in the end, it all works out to be a really awesome custom motorcycle for the customer to enjoy. And we take a lot of pride in building these bikes for people. We spend so much time with the bike, probably more time with the bike than the customer. So we have a lot of care and love that goes into this, and quality is at the top of our list, and customer satisfaction as well. So we're gonna make sure that you have a bike that we would be proud to ride. So, Nowaskey Performance, if you want a custom like this, pick up the phone, give me a call. I'll personally sit down and talk with you and decide how we can make your dream come true.